Well, good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to Edgerton High School, home of the Bulldogs and hosts for the 2022 edition of the Boys Route 49 Basketball Classic. We're here tonight for the preliminary round on this Thursday. Two games we're going to be live streaming for you right here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel. Glad to have you with us as we get the Boys Varsity Route 49 Classic underway tonight. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Murphy with Hicksville Community Television. So glad to have you with us this evening alongside Chris Warner. Warner is doing double, maybe even triple duty tonight. He's running the camera, overseeing the OBS software and the live stream. And also he's got the headset microphone on, so he might be chiming in with some information here or there. Pause for a moment there. He had a gentleman making his way to his seat. It's tightly packed. We've got a pretty good crowd here getting ready for the action tonight. As again, we're going to have both the preliminary games. Game one, which will be getting started shortly, is going to feature the Edon Bombers taking on the Antwerp Archers. And then later, our second live stream tonight in the nightcap, game two, will feature the Hicksville Aces taking on the homestanding Edgerton Bulldogs. And then, of course, Christopher and I are going to be back here tomorrow night for the consolation and championship games to wrap up the Boys Route 49 for 2022. I want to thank all of our underwriters making our coverage possible here from Edgerton High School tonight. They include our platinum level underwriting supporter, underwriting all of our HIX-TV operations, and that is ARC Solutions Incorporated of Hicksville, Ohio, and online at www.arcsolinc.com. Thanks to all three of our diamond level underwriting supporters, underwriting all of our Aces sports coverage on HIX-TV. They include the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, online at jimschmidtauto.com. Thanks also to APT Manufacturing Solutions of Hicksville, Ohio, online at www.aptmfg.com/careers. And also the Hicksville Pharmacy, your good neighbor pharmacy, located in the heart of downtown Hicksville, Ohio. Give them a call for information on a flu shot or COVID boosters at 419-542-6218. Also a big thank you to our gold level underwriter, underwriting all of our basketball coverage, Subway of Hicksville, where Al and the gang say go Aces, proud sponsors of the Subway Player of the Game Award. And finally, our silver level underwriting supporter, the Hicksville Bank, located in the heart of downtown Hicksville, Ohio for the main branch. Branches include right here in Edgerton, Ohio as well. Find out more online at www.thb.bank.
Which, Bill, I got the rankings for you for Antwerp and the Edon Bombers.
All right.
Antwerp is going to be 3-2 overall, 0-1 in the conference, while the Edon Bombers are 3-6 with 1-0 in their conference, which Edon, of course, is in the Buckeye Border Conference.
Yep.
The rest of the schools in the GMC.
And these are considered non-conference games for the tournament, but appreciate that. And, of course, the Aces, I believe, still undefeated coming into the game. We'll find out for game number two. Counting down the final seconds, we'll step aside and we'll turn on the field mic for the floor announcer who will introduce the national anthems. And Chris and I will be back. We'll have the starting lineups for you and get ready to get the action underway here from the Route 49 Classic. You're watching it live right here on the HIX-TV YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we'll get ready now for the welcome and our national anthem.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Edgerton High School Board of Education and Administration, we would like to welcome you to GP Bay Shout Court for tonight's contest between our guests, the Antwerp Archers and the Edon Bombers. In order to make this evening's contest as enjoyable as possible, please represent your school and community in a positive and respectful manner. That means following the rules, speaking out responsibly, show courtesy and respect for your fellow fans, officials and coaches, administrators, authority figures, and of course, your team and opponents. Let's make tonight's game great by remembering to respect the game. High school sports would not be possible without high school officials, so please be respectful to the hard-working officials serving today's athletic event. And if you think you have what it takes to make the big calls, sign up today at highschoolofficials.com. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we live in the greatest country in the world with freedoms like no other. To honor America and in respect for all who have served our country to defend the freedoms we enjoy daily, please rise, direct your attention to the flag, and join in the singing of our national anthem.
All right, well, our national anthem, and with that, we'll get ready to get this first game underway. And let's take a look after the starting five for each of the... Okay, yeah, we'll...
Mr. Garrett Mansfield with 105.7 The Bull. Mr. Bill Murphy with HIX-TV.
Oh.
And Mr. Drew Franklin with Z104 WLCZ.
Just ran down the media, so we had to, I was listening to make sure we got our due.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Gotta say, Bill, that's the first time I've seen a school actually introduce the media on with the officials.
Right. Kind of nice that they do that. We appreciate it. We want to say a big thank you to everyone here at Edgerton and their AD, Mr. Merrill. We just we don't often get to travel during the regular season for basketball, so it's always kind of nice to be able to do that. And again, very welcome here. We want to thank them so much. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for this evening. We'll begin with the visitors on the scoreboard, or the guests on the scoreboard, and that will be the Edon Bombers. Their starting five for tonight: number 3, Max Radeball. He's a 5'10" junior. Number 4 is Carter Keys. Keys, 6 foot and a senior. Number 5 is Cohen Hulbert. Hulbert, 6'1" and a sophomore. Number 23 is Peyton Trausch. Trausch, a 6 foot junior. And number 33 is Briggs Gallahue. Gallahue, 6'4" and only a freshman. The Antwerp Archers are going to be the home team on the scoreboard for this first game. Their starting five, number 2 is their 5'10" senior Parker Moore. Number 10, Carson Altimus, 6 foot even and a junior. Number 11 is Reed Leasty. Leasty is 5'10" and a junior. Landon Brewer wears number 21. He's 6'4" and a junior. And finally, to round out the starting five, number 33, Camden Fuller, 5'10" and also a junior. In fact, the Archers have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 juniors, 2 seniors, and a freshman, making up their varsity roster here tonight. As Chris Warner mentioned, the Edon Bombers come into this game with an overall record of 3 wins and 6 losses. They play in the Buckeye Border Conference. They are 0-1 in conference play. For the Antwerp Archers, they're 3-2 overall and 0-1 in the Green Meadows Conference so far this season.
Edon is actually 1-0 in their conference,
the
Buckeye Border Conference. Cannot tell you who they won. Does not tell me. So,
but
they're 1-0.
So the teams will huddle up, and we'll get ready to jump center circle and get this first of 2 preliminary games, first round games underway here tonight. The Edon Bombers coached by Matt Ripke and Doug Billman, head coach of the Antwerp Archers. Wish them both very best of luck. All our Antwerp viewers, and to everybody else who's joining us maybe for the first time tonight, thanks for being here with us. Hope you enjoy the coverage tonight here on HIX-TV. Tip controlled by the Bombers. And we're underway. The Bombers are in their road blues, and the Antwerp Archers in their home whites with blue trim. Ball slapped out of bounds. And we'll be underway. Jim Seiler, previous commitment, not able to be here this evening, so it is just Christopher and I as we continue to be occasionally shorthanded due to the holidays. Hard to believe this is the last Thursday of 2022. Bombers with the ball, moving it around the perimeter. Trausch, nothing there. He'll kick it back out top. Long shot from three-point land by Keese is no good. Rebound comes down to Moore, and he'll bring it across the timeline for the Antwerp Archers. Bounce pass to Fuller. He'll toss it over onto the wing. Back now into the hands of Landon Brewer. Brewer drives in. Fadeaway jumper is up off the back of the iron and no good. Rebound comes down to the Bombers. Hulbert grabbed that. Quickly across the timeline, number 3, Radabaugh. They'll try a three-pointer from the corner. That's in and out, no good. And the rebound comes down to Moore. Moore launches it down, gets the ball back. Moore will take a three, and that'll be an air ball. And stolen away under the basket. Here come the Bombers. Up and in, count it, he's going to the line. Carter Keese makes the bucket, and he'll go to the line. Keese gets the first points of the night to make it a 2-0 game. And he'll be at the line to shoot the free throw. That's good too. Not sure who picked up the foul.
That was number 2.
Number 2?
Moore?
Okay. Yeah, from where I'm sitting, the main post that's holding the basket and the backboard is
blocks your view directly?
It's right in front of where they display the name or the number and the number of fouls for whatever player.
That was number 2 that got the foul.
So 3-0 Antwerp with 6:22 to go. Edon with the ball. It should be 3-0 Edon. Yeah, I'll get it straight. See, I need Jim here to kind of keep me in line.
Yes.
Keese with the ball for the Bombers. Bounce pass over onto the wing to Trausch. Trausch takes it down into the corner to Radabaugh. Back to Trausch, and then back out to Hulbert. Hulbert will drive in, put up the short jumper, no good. Antwerp grabs the rebound. Brewer will bring it up across the timeline. Brewer looking for some help. Quick shot from three-point land, and that's good. Leasty gets the three-pointer. Shot up good on the other end, no good. Radabaugh not able to get it to drop. Come back the other way. Parker Moore gets it off. Shot put up, and that's good from Landon Brewer. And just like that, Antwerp takes the lead 5-3 with 5:16 to go. Radabaugh with the ball for the Bombers. As Zane McMichael gets ready to check in for Antwerp. Keese driving in, puts it up, and that's good. Carter Keese makes it a 5-all game. Antwerp back on offense. Altimus moves the ball around into the hands of Moore. Moore gets it back over to Brewer. Brewer will work it around. Takes it in. Shot up. No good from Leasty. The rebound comes down to the Bombers. 4:22 to go in our opening quarter. Tied at 5. That's Keese. Keese moves the ball over to Hulbert. Hulbert gets the ball off to Radabaugh. As the Bombers will move it around the perimeter inside. Shot up off glass, good. Count it, who's going to go to the line? That was Trausch with his first bucket of the night. And that will be on number 11. Leasty picks up that foul. That'll be team foul number 2 on the Antwerp Archers. And Trausch at the line for the free throw. In and out, no good. Score remains 7-5 Edon. Moore takes his time bringing it up across the timeline. Bounce pass over to Brewer. Brewer gets it back to Moore. Back to Brewer. Nothing there. Quick throw, cross, off the iron, no good from Leasty, and it'll be out of bounds. So Antwerp will get the ball back. Radebaugh tried to get the rebound under control, steps out of bounds. Into the game now for Edon, number 14, Kendall Briggle. And also into the game now, number 12, Xander Smith for the Archers. Shot up, and that's good from Brewer. 2-pointer, and that'll make it a 7-7 tie with 3:15 to go in the opening quarter. Ball now in the hands of Gallahue, and he'll get it over to Keese. Keese to Briggle. They'll continue to move it around. Radebaugh drives in, nothing there. Out under the wing. Nothing there. Back to Radebaugh. They'll toss it to Gallahue. Gallahue back to Radebaugh. And then into the hands of Keese. Keese in a double team gets it out to Radebaugh. He pulls the trigger from three-point land, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Substitution in for the Archers, number 11, Reed Leasty, and Moore will step out. And we'll have a timeout on the floor. 2:31 to go. Tied at 7. As both teams want to talk about it. Again, evenly matched opponents here. Again, both these teams with 3 wins on the season. Playing hard. And this 30-second timeout just about to expire. They'll break huddle and get ready to get back into action here. Bombers with the inbound. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Edon. Last touched by Zane McMichael for the Archers. The one who knocked it out of bounds. Only took a couple seconds off the clock. 2:29. They'll inbound it to Radebaugh. And the Bombers will set their offense. McMichael comes out to guard Radebaugh. Radebaugh tosses it over to Trausch. Trausch over to Briggle. Briggle will get it around to Gallahue. Gallahue drives in to the free throw line. He's going to be fouled. That's going to be on number 10, Ultimus. That'll be Carson's first. Team foul number 3. That one on the floor, so it'll be out of bounds to the Bombers with 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go in our opening quarter. Ball inbounds to Radebaugh. Radebaugh drives into the paint. Pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound grabbed by Brewer. Brewer will bring it across the timeline for the Archers. Brewer drives in, goes to the hoop. Doesn't make the shot, but he'll draw the foul. That's going to be on 33, I believe they said. Yep, Gallahue picks up his first. That's the first foul committed by the Bombers this evening, and it's going to send Brewer to the line. Brewer hits the first one. He'll have one more. Gets them both. Makes it a 9-7 game as the Archers take a 2-point lead. Bounce pass across court to Keese. They'll move it down the floor. Keese with the ball from three-point land. Misses. And Brewer grabs the rebound again. He'll toss it over into the wing. Driving into the paint, shot up, no good. Brewer slaps it out to McMichaels. McMichaels drives in, spins around, gets it back to Brewer. Brewer from three-point land, no good. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be Edon's ball. 1:24 to go. And some quick substitutions on both sides of the basketball. Inbounds to Carter Keese. Keese will toss it over to Radabaugh. Back to Keese. They need to try to break the press. And they'll throw that, a bad pass. It goes right to the bench of the Archers. Out of bounds to Antwerp. Fuller gets the ball inbounds. And Parker Moore back into the game, gets it across the timeline. Moore, bounce pass to Fuller. Fuller gets it to Brewer. Brewer's pull-up jumper is no good. Gets his own rebound. He's going to drive back in, and he's going to draw another foul. That one's going to be on number 5. That's Cohen Holbert's first personal and team foul number 2. And once again, Landon Brewer at the line to shoot 2 with 54.6 seconds. Brewer hits the first one. One more. Landon gets it both. 8 points now for Brewer here in this first quarter. Bombers get the ball. Under a minute to go here in quarter number 1. Again, this is game 1 of the first round of the boys Varsity Route 49 Classic. Coming to you live from Edgerton High School on the HIX-TV YouTube channel. We're here for both games tonight. Keese with the ball. Spin move, puts it up, and it's good. Carter Keese, his third bucket of the night. Archers work it around. Leasty. Shot taken by Moore, no good. Leasty gets the ball, tries to put it up and over the backboard from behind while he was in the air, no good. So that'll be the end of quarter number 1. And after one, it's the Antwerp Archers with a 2-point lead over the Edon Bombers, 11-9, our first quarter score. Well, between quarters, we'll take some time, as we always do, to say a big thank you to one of our Diamond Level underwriting supporters, making our coverage possible. They are, well, first time around here, it's the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, and online at jimschmidtauto.com. Hey, remember that if you're in the market for a vehicle, brand new or pre-owned, car, truck, van, or SUV, check out the great selection they have on the lots, or check out the entire dealer inventory online anytime at jimschmidtauto.com. Remember, it's always about service before, during, and after the sale at the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. So proud to have them as one of our Diamond Level underwriting supporters, underwriting all of our Aces Sports coverage. The Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio, Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, and online at jimschmidtauto.com. Archers with the ball to start the second quarter. Underway. Parker Moore facing off against Kendall Briggle. Tosses it over to Brewer. Brewer on the perimeter, down inside. Quick shot over to Ultimus, who puts it up and in. That's his first bucket of the night. Carson Ultimus makes it a 14-9 game. 14, that wasn't a three-point shot, was it? Yeah, I guess it was. So they get things resituated, and we'll be back in action here. 14-9, Antwerp. Bombers with the ball. Radabaugh gets it to Keese. Keese's shot from the corner, no good. Quickly down to the other end. Brewer, bounce pass down to Ultimus, who puts it up, no good, and travel. Carson Ultimus turns the ball over with the travel. 7:07 to go before halftime. Again, a 5-point lead for the Antwerp Archers. Bounce pass down low. They'll kick it back out to Radabaugh. Work it around now. Radabaugh with the ball now. Before that, it was Keese. I apologize. Radabaugh gets it over to Briggle. Briggle to Keese. Shot up off the iron and no good from Trausch. Rebound to the Archers. Leasty. They'll move it back now. Ultimus. Down into the corner. Shot up. No good. And that's going to be on Leasty. His second personal. Here come the Edon Bombers. Gallahue cross court to Keese. Keese across the timeline. And stolen away. That was Fuller with the quick hands and the turnover. He'll toss the ball over to Parker Moore. Moore gets it to Brewer. Brewer over to McMichael. Back to Brewer. Brewer's going to drive baseline. Nothing there. He'll kick it back out. McMichael. Or excuse me, that was, well, shot is up and good from Ultimus to make it 17-9 as he picks up another three. So Ultimus cashing in from that spot down low outside the three-point arc, and he makes it a 17-9 game. And just like that, after being really close the entire first quarter, a bit of an offensive explosion here by the Antwerp Archers has made their lead 8 points. Well, while we've got some time here, we want to say a big thank you to our platinum level underwriting supporter, underwriting all of our operations here on Hicksville Community Television, all of our programming, all of our live streams across all of our platforms. That's ARC Solutions Incorporated of Hicksville, Ohio, located in Hicksville's Industrial Park. Find out about the many solutions they have for business and industries. Check them out online at www.arcsolinc.com. ARC Solutions Incorporated in Hicksville's Industrial Park. Our diamond level underwriting, or platinum level underwriting supporter for 2022. We want to thank them so very much. 5:47 to go in the first half. 17-9, Archers leading the Bombers. Edon with the ball coming out of the timeout. They get the ball in to Keese. Keese tosses it over to Radabaugh. Back to Keese. Back to Radabaugh as they work it down the floor. Quick pass down to Trausch as they'll work it around the perimeter. Inside bounce pass. Up, off the glass, no good. And rebound grabbed by McMichael. McMichael gets it to Moore. Moore to Brewer. Brewer's going to go in, put it up off the front of the iron, no good. Gets his own rebound. He's going to try to go up again, and he's going to draw another foul. That's going to be on number 3. That'll be Max Radabaugh picking up his first. Bounce pass into Brewer. Brewer puts it up off the glass and good. Brewer with another bucket for 2 more to make it 19-9. Now a 10-point lead for the Archers. Edon looking to get back on track here. Trausch gets it over to Radabaugh. Back to Radabaugh again from Gallahue. Radabaugh up at the top of the key. Drives into the paint, loses the dribble, and winds up stumbling out of bounds, so it'll be another turnover. Back to the Archers. 4:46 to go. Inbounded to Parker Moore. Here comes Antwerp. Moore across half court. Ultimus, bounce pass, the shot put up, in and out. No good from Fuller. Rebound to the Bombers. Edon quickly up the floor. Over to Troush. Troush down into the corner to Gallahue. He'll try to work it down low, out of bounds. Antwerp getting ready for the inbounds. Gallahue tosses it in to Hulbert. Hulbert moves it over to Radabaugh. Radabaugh gets the ball knocked loose. Picked up by Ultimus. Ultimus to McMichael. McMichael from three-point land, and that's good. McMichael buries the three to make it 22-9. And almost another steal, and that one's going to be on McMichael. Team foul number 5 on Antwerp. Gallahue, excuse me, that would be Troush inbounds the ball to Radabaugh. Radabaugh over to Troush. Now to Gallahue. He'll kick it over. Shot is up and no good from Hulbert. Quickly up the floor, McMichael. Up and good. McMichael for 2 to make it 24, and he's answered on the other end by Gallahue. Archers set up their offense. Ultimus working around, gets it over to Moore. Moore drives into the paint, back to Ultimus, down in the corner. Another three ball, in and out, no good. Brewer with the rebound, up off glass and no good. And that rebound grabbed by Radabaugh. Excuse me, that was not Radabaugh, that was Keese. Keese tosses the ball, Radabaugh with it right now. Now over to Hulbert. Hulbert over to Troush. Now to Gallahue. Feeds it down low, up, and Keese doesn't get the bucket, but he does draw the foul. That'll be another one on McMichael. That'll be his second. That'll be team foul number 6 on Antwerp, and that's going to put Carter Keese at the line to shoot 2 with 2:27 to go before halftime. Keese hits the first one. He'll have one more. Second one for Keese. Back of the iron, no good. Rebound grabbed by Fuller. Fuller over to Ultimus, and then Ultimus toss it back to Moore. Heitzman with the ball now for the Archers. Back to Moore. Moore, toss it to Smith, to Ultimus. Ultimus, another three. It's 9 points now for Ultimus. Back on offense. Number 32, that's Grant Reed into the game now for Edon. Keese facing off with McMichael, or with Moore down in the corner. Hard to tell the difference between the 2 and the 5 on the Antwerp jerseys. And that'll be on to number 2. Moore picks up his second. That's team foul number 7, and that'll put the Bombers into the bonus for the last 1 minute and 37 seconds of this second quarter. So 1-1 for Carter Keese. 27-12, they're down 15. So they need to capitalize on their opportunities from the free throw line. Keese hits the front end. He'll get the bonus. Misses the second one. That's grabbed by Xander Smith. Smith. Get the ball over to Brewer. Brewer to Altimus. Bounce pass back to Smith. Back to Brewer. Brewer. Corner to Altimus. Over to Heitzman. And then to Fuller. Underneath, Smith puts it up, no good. Brewer with the rebound, put back, counted. He's going to the line. Landon Brewer. They're going to give that one to Keese, number 4. That's his first personal, team foul number 4 for the Bombers. And Landon Brewer shooting the free throw, gets it. Brewers having a pretty good first half. Carter Keese with the basketball as the Bombers come up. He'll toss it over to Spree. Spree gets it to Reed. Now out on top to Briggle. Over to Gallahue. They'll work it around the perimeter. And a travel. They blow the whistle on Grant Reed, and it'll be another turnover to the Archers from the Bombers. Antwerp will get ready. Fuller standing by to inbounds to Brewer. He does. They'll head up the court slowly. Under 40 seconds to go in the half. Brewer directing a little traffic, signaling his teammates. Now Fuller. Fuller to Smith. Altimus, and back to Brewer. And I think they're going to get number 33, Gallahue. That'll be Briggs Gallahue's second personal. Team foul number 5 for the Bombers. He'll come out into the game number 15, Carlos Spree. Brewer being guarded by Hulbert. 13 seconds. Brewer going to drive in, try to make something happen. Ball loose on the floor, grabbed by the Bombers. They got to hurry. Down the floor, shot up, no good. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. So we've played, or the end of the first half, rather. We've played the first 2 quarters. And at halftime here in game number 1 of the preliminary round of the Boys Route 49 Classic, it's the Antwerp Archers leading the Edon Bombers 30-13, your halftime score. I want to say a big thank you to another one of our Diamond Level underwriting supporters helping to make our coverage possible here tonight. And that's APT Manufacturing Solutions of Hicksville, Ohio, a world-class facility located in Hicksville's Industrial Park, offering robotic packing and palleting solutions, welding, powder coating, and a lot more. Looking to add to their roster, too. They have several employment opportunities available. You can find out just what exactly they are by logging on to www.aptmfg.com/careers. You'll find a full listing of all their employment opportunities. You can also fill out an application, upload your resume. They would love to hear from you. Be a great place to start a new career, a second career, or improve the skills you already have. We want to thank them so very much again for their diamond level underwriting support of all our Aces sports coverage here on Hicksville Community Television. Tony Niswander and all the gang at APT Manufacturing Solutions of Hicksville, Ohio, and online at www.aptmfg.com/careers. We also want to say a big thank you to our silver level underwriting supporter, making our coverage, well, underwriting all of our Route 49 Classic coverage, all 8 games here on Hicksville Community Television. And that's the Hicksville Bank, with their main branch located right in the heart of downtown Hicksville, Ohio, and branches here in Edgerton, Ohio, as well as Harlan, Indiana. And, well, you can find out about all the locations, their hours of operation, and more. Go online to www.thb.bank. The Hicksville Bank, member FDIC, is there to serve you and your family's financial needs. We want to thank them so very much, again, for their silver-level underwriting support of all of our Route 49 Classic basketball coverage, as well as other select sporting events that will be coming up in 2023. The Hicksville Bank, member FDIC, with branches right here in Edgerton, Harlan, Indiana, and more, and, of course, the main branch located right in the heart of downtown Hicksville, Ohio. 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the halftime, and I'm going to do some quick additions here and be able to give you some halftime scores here shortly. Want to make sure I get it right here.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's unofficial.
Yeah. So we're working our way for all right, yeah, it's all adding up. Okay, good. We do want to remind everybody, well, first off, Bill Murphy and Chris Warner, your crew here tonight, a little bit on the short side because normally we like to have at least 3 people so that we can fully utilize all the capabilities of the OBS system and whatnot. But again, as we mentioned, it's that time of the year. Jim Seiler had previous commitments for tonight and tomorrow, and Brian was tied up as well. So it's just Christopher and myself here tonight. We're going to do as best we can and keep you up to date. Again, we have 2 live streams coming your way tonight. This is the preliminary game. When this one gets done, we'll shut things down, and we usually take about somewhere between a 10 and a 15-minute break between games. And then we'll be back. Our second live stream coming up later tonight will be game number 2 of the preliminary round, which will feature the homestanding Edgerton Bulldogs taking on the Hicksville Aces. So anticipating a good matchup there as well. And then, of course, tomorrow we will be back. We're not worried either because, as you well know, the girls' Route 49 was supposed to be on the Thursday and Friday before Christmas. And we were able to get the Thursday games in on Thursday, but they moved the start time up so that we could get both those games in the books before the frigid heavy weather hit on Thursday evening. And then the Friday games, the championship game, the consolation game, were postponed until yesterday. We were at Antwerp High School yesterday for the consolation and the championship games of the Girls Route 49 Classic. And we'll congratulate the homestanding Lady Archers once again, as they were the overall winners of the championship game for the 2022 Girls Varsity Route 49 Classic. And so we are back here, and we are not anticipating any weather problems for Friday. So we will be back here tomorrow night, and again we will have both the consolation and the championship games for you. The winner of tonight's preliminary games, the winners of those 2 games will face each other in the championship game, and the losers of the first 2 games will meet in the consolation matchup, and then we'll determine first, second, third, and fourth place finishers and have the all-conference team and so forth. So always a lot of fun, and great to have these 2 tournaments at the end of the year. And then we'll get to take a couple, 3 days off. It'll be, Saturday is New Year's Eve day, and Sunday is the first day of 2023. And because it's on a Sunday, for most people, including the kids who are enrolled at Hicksville schools, Monday the 2nd is also a holiday. The village offices, I believe, are closed on that. We're not having the village council meeting is usually on the first and third Mondays of every month. But again, the first Village Council meeting for Hicksville of 2023 is going to be on Tuesday, the 22nd of January. And we'll just settle in and get ready to work through the meat of the basketball schedule. Hopefully we're going to be able to do, I think there's only one home wrestling meet coming up in January or February. I'm not sure what the exact date is, but we are going to try to cover that as well so we can get some wrestling action in for you, as well as basketball. And of course, we'll follow the boys and girls teams down the tournament trail. I'm not going to say I'm not going to say we'll follow them as far as they go, because we may not be able to do that with the new realities of exclusive streaming rights at certain levels of the OHSAA playoffs. But we will follow them as long as we are able to. So usually we don't have any problems unless the team, if the boys or the girls team for basketball were to make it to the regionals, we might run into some difficulty. But
usually districts and sectionals, we don't.
And if they were able to make it to the state tournament, odds are we would not. We think we might be able to work something out if it were to ever happen, that we could go down and we could cover the games on a tape delay basis and then rebroadcast them after they were done. But there is absolutely no way that we would be able to do any state games live.
But I got the records for Hicksville and Edgerton.
Well, hang on for a minute. Before we get to that, though, let's take a moment to get you updated on the unofficial scoring for the first game. So welcome back, everybody. Got to put the bumper in so when we edit it later. Welcome back to Edgerton High School as we are again halftime game number 1 in the preliminary round of the 2022 Route 49 Boys Varsity Basketball Classic. Bill Murphy, Chris Warner, glad to have you with us. And as we get ready to get the second half underway, let's take a look at the unofficial scoring from that first half. Again, if you're just joining us, halftime, it's the Antwerp Archers leading the Edon Bombers 30-13, the halftime score. Unofficial scoring in the first half for the Edon Bombers. Number 23, Peyton Troush, had a bucket for 2. And also Briggs Gallahue, number 33, with a bucket for 2. Aside from that, the scoring machine has been number 4, Carter Keese. Keese has had 3 field goals and 3 free throws in that first half for 9 points unofficially. And that accounts for their 13. For the Antwerp Archers, things are going a little bit better. Reed Leasty, number 11, had a 3-pointer for 3 points in the first half. Zane McMichael with a field goal and a 3-pointer for 5 points. And then Carson Ultimus with 3 threes for 9. And their leading scorer, Landon Brewer with 4 field goals and 5 free throws for a total of 13. And that adds up to 30. So that is the unofficial scoring. Again, it is a 17-point lead for the Archers going in to the second half. And again, we'll remind you that when we wrap this one up, we will be taking a break. We'll end the live stream, but stay with us. We'll be back in about 10 or 15 minutes after that with our second live stream of the night, which again will be the matchup between the Bulldogs and the Hicksville Aces as we determine who's going to be playing who in the championship round tomorrow evening. So time expires, and it'll be the Bombers with the ball to start the second half of action. 8 minutes on the clock. Glad to have you with us once again. Bill Murphy calling the play-by-play. Chris Warner doing the camera work, and we're underway. Max Radabaugh with the ball for the Bombers. Bounce pass to Keese. Back to Radabaugh on the wing. Work it around. That's Troush with the ball now. He'll get it over to Hulbert. And Radabaugh. And now to Gallahue. And then back to Troush. Troush gets it to Hulbert. Long inside lob, and it's deflected away. Comes up into the hands of the Bombers. Ultimus puts it up. No good. And we're going to have a quick whistle and a foul on the floor. Blue number 5. That'll be Hulbert picking up his second personal. And that's team foul number 1 on the Bombers here in this second half. Brewer with a long three, hits the iron, no good. Rebound come down, grabbed by Keese. He'll toss it over to Radeball, who'll take it across half court. Gallahue and then over to over to Hulbert. Hulbert trying to get free. Ball loose on the floor. Brewer grabbed it. He flips it down the court. Shot is up and good for Reed Leasty. Leasty now with 5 points. Bombers back on offense. 32-13 now after the bucket. Gallahue shot up, and that's good for Radeball. .6:21 to go. Bombers. Ball in the hands of Fuller. He'll flip it down low, baseline, up and no good. Out of bounds. No whistle for Leasty. So the ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Archers, though. Parker Moore getting ready to handle the inbound chores. And deflected right back out of bounds. So they'll just reset. 32-15 with 6:11 to go in the third quarter. Archers with the lead. Get the ball into Ultimus, puts it up, no good. Ball's loose, grabbed by Moore. He'll put it up, no good. And rebound attempted by Leasty, but he stepped on the baseline and is out of bounds. So the Bombers get the ball back, and Max Radeball will bring it up the court. Radeball to Keese. Keese to Gallahue. Gallahue to Trausch. So try to work it inside. Hulbert, he'll have to kick it back outside. Radeball to Keese. Nothing there. Ultimus guarding him. Keese to Radeball. Radeball being guarded by Moore. Shot up off the back of the iron and no good, and the rebound comes down to Parker Moore for the Archers. Moore to Fuller and back to Moore. Moore's shot no good. Ultimus grabs the board. And as he attempts to pass it to Cam Fuller, it's deflected. Winds up in the hands of Max Radeball and the Bombers with 5:05 left in the quarter. Trausch looking for some help. Gets it to Keese. Keese will put the shot up. No good. Trausch with the putback, and that does go down. Trausch gets his second bucket of the night. 32-17. And another timeout on the floor. Quick 30-second timeout with 4:52 to go here in our third quarter. As we see the members of the Edgerton Bulldogs team who've been watching up to this point. They're heading back to the locker room now to start getting ready for game 2 tonight. They'll break huddle. Antwerp back out onto the floor first. They're leading 32-17 tonight. Archers will have the ball coming out of the timeout here. Brewer will tap it into McMichael. He'll bring it up the floor. McMichael to Leasty. Back to Brewer. And back to McMichael as they work it around the perimeter. I'll run the wheel here a little bit. So they can get something to open up. Leasty drives in and will draw the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. That's going to be on number 3. Max Radeball picks up his second personal. Team foul number 2 for the Bombers. Score again, 32-17, but 2 free throws pending from Reed Leasty. Leasty hits it. Leasty will have one more. Gets them both. Reed Leasty makes it 34-17. Bombers. Here's Max Radabaugh tossing it over to Keese. Radabaugh then down into the corner. Feeds it down low. Turnaround jumper up and no good. Brewer grabs the rebound. He's going to launch it down the floor to Leasty. Leasty into a double team. Nothing there. Puts up a jumping hook shot. No good. And now it's going to be loose on the floor. Brewer comes up with it, and it's over and back. Brewer came up with the ball, launched it down towards Ultimus. Ultimus touched the ball on one side of the half-court line and then on the other side of the half-court line, and he gets called for the over and back. Turns it back over to the Bombers. Keese across the timeline. Down into the corner. And blocked, but right back into the hands of Briggle. Briggle to Radabaugh to Troush, up and good. 6 points now for Troush, 34-19 the score. Antwerp still in the lead. Leasty from three-point land, and it's good. Reed Leasty banks in his second three of the night. On the other end, that is up and good for Keese. Keese makes it a 37-21 game. Still a 16-point lead for the Archers. Ball loose on the floor, comes up into the hands of Troush. Troush will take it up the court. And now he'll stop and turn the ball over to Max Radabaugh. Radabaugh back to Troush. Inside, Troush's shot up, and good. Nice ball movement, a great pass, and Troush capitalizes. 37-23. McMichael almost loses the ball, but it's grabbed by Parker Moore. He'll kick it outside to Ultimus, and that's good. Carson Ultimus with his fourth three-pointer of the night. 12 points for him. And another timeout on the floor. This one I think is going to be a full. Did you say a full timeout or full timeout?
Okay, he corrected himself at first.
So, since we have some time, we'll take time during this timeout to say a big thank you to our Gold Level Underwriting supporter, helping to make our coverage possible. Gold Underwriting, all of our basketball coverage here on HIX-TV, and that's the Subway of Hicksville, where Al and the gang invite you to stop by before the game, after the game. Anytime is a great time to eat fresh and refresh at the Subway of Hicksville. Download the app to your mobile device to take advantage of great in-app specials, mobile ordering. They can have your food ready for you to pick up when you get there. Curbside pickup is also available. Want to thank them so very much for their support of all of our basketball broadcasts in 2022-2023. Our good friends at the Subway of Hicksville, Ohio, they're the proud sponsors of the Subway Player of the Game Award that we give out at the end of each boys or girls Hicksville varsity basketball game that we cover here on Hicksville Community Television. Back into action, 2:38 to go, clock rolling. Bombers inbound the ball, and here comes Max Radabaugh. Ultimus comes out to meet him just across half court. Over to Troush now. Troush will hold the ball for a second and get it over to Keys. Keys brings it back up top and back to Radabaugh. Looking over things. Now back to Keys. Back to Radabaugh again. They'll work it back and forth. Down into the corner. Troush. Turnaround jumper up and good. Peyton Troush. That's 10 points for him now tonight. And it's a 40-25 game. We're going to have a whistle on the other end of the floor. 2 shots coming up for Ultimus. And that's going to be number 3 on Max Radabaugh. 3 personals on Max now. That'll be team foul number 3 on the Edon Bombers. And at the line, number 10, Carson Ultimus, with 1:56 to go in the third quarter. Ultimus shooting 2. Gets the first one. Carson will have one more. Misses that one. The rebound comes down to Hulbert. He'll get it quickly to Gallahue, and Gallahue back to Radabaugh. And now to Keese. Gallahue feeds it down low. Holbert kicks it back out. They'll work it around the perimeter. Radabaugh, top of the key, bounce pass down inside. Trausch looking for something. Or excuse me, that was Holbert. Holbert with the fadeaway is good. Holbert's first points of the night. Makes it 41-27. And he carries the ball. So Parker Moore is going to turn it over to the Bombers. Ultimus is going to step out, as is McMichael for Antwerp. Smith back into the game for Antwerp along with Brewer. Gallahue to Keese. Keese to Holbert. Holbert driving into the paint, puts it up. It doesn't get it. He'll go to the line to shoot two. That one's going to be on Fuller. Fuller's first personal, and that's only team foul number 1 on the Archers in this second half. Shot in and out and no good for Cohen Holbert. Holbert's going to have one more. Back into the game for the Bombers, number 14, that's Briggle. And Radabaugh with 3 personal fouls will have a seat for a bit. 58.3 seconds. And Cohen Holbert, one more free throw pending. In and out, no good. Score remains 41-27. Brewer with the ball for the Archers. Brewer launches it down to Leasty, and they almost lose the ball, but Fuller was able to get it back. McMichael with it now, back over to Brewer. 39 seconds. Goes out of bounds. Touched by Gallahue for the Bombers. Quick substitute. They're going to do a quick substitution and let Ultimus come back into the game. Xander Smith will step out. 36.4 seconds. It's Archer's ball out of bounds. They get it into Brewer. Brewer to McMichael down in the corner. Now to Leasty at the top of the key. He'll get it back to Brewer. McMichael driving baseline, nothing there. He's got to get the ball out of there. Fortunately, Brewer was able to track it down and get it back. Nice pass up and no good for Ultimus, but he's going to go to the line. That one's going to be on Holbert. That'll be Holbert's third. Team foul number 4 on the Bombers. And at the line, Carson Ultimus. Missed the first one. He'll have one more. Radabaugh comes back into the game for the Edon Bombers. One more for Ultimus. He'll get that one. That makes it 42-27 and under 10 seconds here in quarter number 3. Bombers driving in, and that's going to be a foul. That's going to be on Ultimus. That's team foul number 2, and so with 3.5 seconds, it'll be Bombers ball out of bounds. Radabaugh looking things over, launches it in to Keese. Keese needs to shoot. Bounce pass, and they're not going to do it. Took too long. So we've reached the end of the third quarter with the Antwerp Archers leading the Edon Bombers 42-27. Our third quarter score. While we've got time between quarters, we want to say one more thank you to another one of our Diamond Level underwriting supporters, making our basketball coverage possible, and that's the Hicksville Pharmacy, your good neighbor pharmacy located right in the heart of downtown Hicksville, Ohio. The Hicksville Pharmacy, with a full pharmacy to serve you and your family's pharmaceutical needs. They also have medical supplies and equipment, over-the-counter medications, and more. Greeting cards, gifts and sundries, candles, Ohio State and Michigan paraphernalia. It's a great place to stop and browse around, and should always be on your agenda whenever you're visiting downtown Hicksville, Ohio. Hey, if you're interested in information about getting a COVID booster or a flu shot or anything else, feel free to give them a call. They'd love to hear from you. It's 419-542-6218. The Hicksville Pharmacy, once again, they are your good neighbor pharmacy. The Myers family waiting to see you right in the heart of downtown Hicksville, Ohio. Thanking them so much again for their diamond level underwriting support of all of our Aces sports broadcasts here on Hicksville Community Television. And the ones that don't have the Aces, but we sort of throw them in as a bonus, like this game here right now. Back into action, fourth and final quarter. Archers with the ball. Brewer from three-point land. Off the back of the iron, no good. Grabbed by Hulbert. He'll toss it over to Radabaugh. And they'll start working their offense. Trausch from three-point land. In and out, no good. I thought he had it. Rebound grabbed by Leasty. Leasty to McMichael on the wing. Down in the corner from just inside. That shot's no good by Fuller. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul on the floor. That one's going to be on Leasty. That'll be Reed's third personal. Team foul number 5. Or excuse me, team foul number 3. I was looking at the wrong score. Looking at the wrong spot on the scoreboard. 3 team fouls now for the Archers. Radabaugh brings the ball up for Edon. Over to Hulbert on the wing. Hulbert, and they tried to feed it inside to Gallahue. No good. McMichael comes up with the steal. And he's going to be fouled, and it might be 4 on Radabaugh. It is. Max Radabaugh picks up team foul number 5 for the Bombers. That one on the floor. And we're going to have a substitution as Briggle will come into the game and Radabaugh will have a seat for a while. 7:01 to go in regulation. Archers with the basketball and the lead, 42-27. Moore to Altimus. To Brewer. Brewer drives inside, fadeaway jumper, in and out, no good. Rebound grabbed by Keese, and we'll have a whistle. And I think that'll be Parker Moore picks up his third personal foul. Team foul number 4 for the Archers. So Bombers will inbound the ball. And again, Carter Keese bringing it across the timeline. Keese gets it over to Briggle. Briggle to Trausch. Now to Hulbert. Down to Trausch, nothing there. Knocked loose, and it winds up in the hands of Altimus, who gets it to Fuller. Shot from three-point land, no good. Brewer had the rebound. It was knocked loose, but it's going to be knocked loose again, and it comes back into the hands. My goodness. Landon Brewer gets the bucket. He's going to go to the line. That basketball was all over the place. Yeah, it was all over the place.
I was like, good thing I'm not commentating on that one,
No kidding. The foul was going to be the first on Briggle. It was sort of like one of those old pinball machines where every now and then you get the ball going
it's going everywhere
all over the place. That's a good descriptive term, with the ball bouncing around. 6:15 left to go in regulation. It's the Archers leading the Bombers 44-27. Again, game number 1 of the 2 preliminary games being played here tonight for the boys varsity. Route 49 Classic. Game number 2 on deck will feature the host team, the Edgerton Bulldogs, taking on the Hicksville Aces. Looking forward to that one as well. And, of course, we'll wrap up the tournament tomorrow night on Friday, the last Friday of 2022.
Man,
Consolation game tipping off at 6. Championship game following that. Hopefully it'll be Hicksville playing somebody in that championship game, but we'll wait and see. Yeah, and then Saturday's December 31st.
Wow. This year has gone fast, Bill.
I guess.
I'm going to have to start reminding myself now whenever I write papers, put 2023.
That's true. That is true.
Especially if I'm doing them in pen for school.
I have to watch the captioning when I edit some of the programs from the live stream.
Yeah, don't put HIX-TV 2022.
Yep. Brewer misses, but the Archers get the rebound, and now Brewer will take another shot at it. That one will be good. Landon Brewer racking up more points here. 6 minutes to go in regulation. Bombers with the ball. Carter Keese directing traffic a little bit. Keese launches it down into the corner to Troush, out to Briggle. Briggle back to Keese. And they'll try to get it in. That's going to be on number 21. Brewer will pick up his first personal. That'll be team foul number 6. So the Bombers one away from going into the bonus. Foul on the floor, so it'll be Edon's ball out of bounds. They'll send Gallahue over to handle the inbounds chore. Gallahue flips it in to Keese. Keese to Briggle. Briggle down to Hulbert. Excuse me, that's number 15. That's Spree. Spree to Keese. Keese jumper, no good. Battle for the rebound. Volleyballing around down there now at the ball down onto the floor. It comes up into the hands of Hulbert. His shot is short, no good. Brewer grabs the rebound. Finally manages to get out of there. Brewer takes it down and he'll flip it over to Leasty. Leasty drives into the paint. And he'll be fouled. That'll be on number 15, Carlos Spree. That'll be his first, and that'll be number 7, so that'll put the Archers into the bonus. Leasty misses the first one. It's a 2-shot foul, though, so. And both Hulbert and Keese will come out for a bit, get a bit of a breather. 5:07 to go. Leasty, and he gets the second one. Leasty makes it a 46-27 game. 19-point advantage for the Archers here. Ball knocked loose from Radabaugh. Leasty, bounce pass, holds up, and we're going to have another foul.
Okay, so it's 47-27. I was correct. I was waiting for them to add his free throw from before.
All right. So that'll be the second foul on Kendall Briggle. And at the line, missing the first one is Parker Moore. Moore has one more. Gets that one. Makes it 48-27, and it's now a 21-point lead for the Archers. 4:45 to go. Still battling away. Gallahue gets it to Troush, puts it up. It bounces along the hoop and does not go in. Moore grabs the rebound. And it'll be a travel as Leasty started to head baseline towards the hoop. Troush gets it into Radabaugh. Back in action. Briggle to Radabaugh down into the corner. Now Radabaugh to the free throw line. He'll kick it back out to Briggle. And back to Troush. Excuse me, and back to Radabaugh. Excuse me. Now Troush. His turnaround hoop's going to be short. And Parker Moore quickly down the floor. As the Archers rocket it inside, it's grabbed by Radabaugh for the Bombers. Radabaugh will hold up and let the rest of the team catch up to him, set up the offense. Gallahue, nothing there. He'll set, shoot, no good. Put back is also no good, and Brewer comes up with the ball for Antwerp. He'll get it to Parker Moore. And with 3.5 minutes to go in regulation, Brewer gets the ball back. They'll start working it around the perimeter again. Fuller back to Moore. Heitzman is out there now too. And that'll be 2 more for Landon Brewer. That's a lot of points for that young man here tonight. 3 minutes to go. Gallahue, Bradabaugh, Trausch for 3, no good. And Brewer comes up with it again for the Archers. Parker Moore to Heitzman. Back to Brewer. And we're going to have a whistle. That's going to be on Spray, his second personal. And we're going to have some wholesale substitutions here. At the line is going to be Cam Fuller, number 33. Out on the floor now, number 32, Ben Savina. Also number 12 out there, Xander Smith. Ultimus is still out there. Shot up, no good. Rebound grabbed by Reed. Reed will get it to Radabaugh. Briggle back to Radabaugh, down into the corner to Trausch. Trausch drives baseline. Nothing there. McMichael gets his hand on it. It'll be another turnover, and here comes Antwerp with 2:15 left to go in the contest. Bounce backs to Ultimus. Over to Smith. Back to McMichael. McMichael looking for some help. And he'll be into the hands of Smith. And Smith gets it over to Fuller. Under 2 minutes now. Ultimus working it around. Now to McMichael. It's down to minute 45. As again, they'll just run the wheel here basically. Take some time off the clock. Fuller now to Smith. Back to McMichael with a minute 30. Bounce pass to Savina, and he'll get it over to Fuller. Fuller to Smith, and back to Ultimus. Bunch of Archers on deck to go in to the game. We'll see if they're going to call a timeout just to do those substitutions or if they'll just play it out here. And we're finally going to have a foul. A whistle and a foul. And that's going to be on number 32. Grant Reed picks up his first, and that's going to send Fuller to the line to shoot 1 and 1. With a minute 3 to go. Nope. I think it'll be a 2-shot. No, it's okay. That's number 10, so it's double bonus. So he will get 2 shots. And they're going to send in some more of the younger players now to give them some time on the floor. Back out on the floor, Heitzman. And also for, well, it's number 13. I'm not sure who he is. He's not on the roster we were provided. That one's also no good. They'll chase it down, pick it out. And number 13, in and out, no good. Out of bounds, 54.9 seconds, and the Bombers get the ball back and into the game for Antwerp now is number 42. And another one that is not on the roster we were provided. So if they score, we'll run down and we'll find out who they are real quick. Trausch with the ball. Excuse me, that was Reed with the ball. He gets it to Briggle. Briggle to Spree, and now back to Radabaugh. Driving in, shot up, no good for Gallahue. That's going to be on number 13. And that'll put Briggs Gallahue at the line. Gets the first one. That'll make it 50-28. Gallahue gets one more. And he got them both. 50-29. Archers back on the floor. They just need to kill 18 seconds here, and they'll advance to the championship game. Ball in the hands now of Heitzman. Heitzman gets it to Sabina, back to Heitzman, and he'll just hold it, and that'll do it. So your final score in game number 1 of the boys Route 49 Classic Varsity Tournament. It's the Antwerp Archers 50 and the Edon Bombers 29. With the win, the Archers will improve their overall record to 4-2, and they will advance again. They'll be one half of the championship matchup tomorrow night in the late game. The Edon Bombers fall now to 3-7. And they will be one half of the consolation game. They'll play again tomorrow at 6 p.m. here at Edgerton High School. Let me do some quick tabulating here and get you some unofficial scoring.
Our next matchup between the HIX-TV Aces and your Edgerton Bulldogs will begin in about 20 minutes.
And
Well, I guess I'll talk about something
Yeah,
here. So it's not a dead silent.
I'm sorry. I'm trying
no,
to.
you're perfectly fine. I got a little bit of, I guess, information for four-county kids. They're off on Monday as well as the Hicksville kids. I think most of the schools in the area have Monday off. Congratulations to Allie Nelson, and Trista Bond for making student council for four-county.
And I am ready now to pass along unofficial scoring from game number 1. We'll begin with the Edon Bombers again on the short end of the 50-29 final score. For Edon, Radabaugh finished the night with 1 bucket for 2 points. The same for Cohen Holbert. Holbert had a bucket and 2 as well. Then Briggs Gallahue with a bucket and 2 free throws to finish the night with 4 points unofficially. Then 2 Bombers in double figures. Peyton Troush had 5 field goals for 10 points unofficially. And Carter Keese with 4 buckets and 3 free throws to finish the night with 11. For the Archers, winning the game again 50-29, they had Parker Moore with a free throw and 1 point. Zane McMichael with a 3-pointer and a 2-pointer for 5. Then in double figures, it was Reed Leasty. Leasty had a bucket, 2 3-pointers, and 3 free throws for 11. Carson Altimus had 4 threes and 2 free throws for 14. And leading all scorers tonight was Landon Brewer. Brewer with 7 field goals, and on top of that, 5 free throws to lead all scorers and finish up with 19 points this evening. So with that, we want to say some thank yous. Thank you, Jack. Jack Schock gets a thank you, too, for giving me some stats to use in the second game. We want to thank all of our underwriters making our coverage possible here this evening. Our platinum-level underwriting supporter, ARC Solutions Incorporated of Hicksville, Ohio, online at www.arcsolinc.com. Our 3 diamond-level underwriting supporters, underwriting all of our sports coverage here on Hicksville Community Television. That's the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships, Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, and online at jimschmidtauto.com. APT Manufacturing Solutions of Hicksville, Ohio, located on Industrial Drive, and online at www.aptmfg.com/careers. and the Hicksville Pharmacy, your good neighbor pharmacy located right in the heart of downtown Hicksville, Ohio. Again, for information on a COVID booster, flu shots, or more, give them a call, 419-542-6218. They are your good neighbor pharmacy in downtown Hicksville. Thanks also to our gold level underwriting supporters, Subway of Hicksville, where Al and the gang wish best of luck to everyone in the Route 49 Classic Tournament. Subway, a great place to eat fresh, refresh, and proud sponsors of the Subway Player of the Game Award. And finally, our silver level underwriting supporter, the Hicksville Bank, with the main branch in downtown Hicksville, Ohio. Branches also right here in Edgerton, Ohio, Harlan, Indiana, and more. They are member FDIC. You can find out about their locations, their hours, their services. Check them out online at www.thb.bank. THB like the Hicksville Bank. THB.bank. Thanks to all of them. Hey, we also want to thank Mr. Marilad and everybody here at Edgerton High School for helping us out, giving us the space, allowing us to be here to bring the live stream coverage on HIX-TV. We appreciate that so very much. They've been great to us, and a real pleasure to come over here and do some coverage. And thanks to all of you for joining us, especially if, again, you're new to the HIX-TV YouTube channel. We have a lot of people I know watching us from we're Edgerton and Edon and Antwerp fans. Now, if you have enjoyed the coverage, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. We would love to have you. We have lots of great programming from in and around the Hicksville area and some other parts of Northwest Ohio occasionally as well. A nice video-on-demand library, and you can subscribe. You can kick the bell. You can punch the bell for notifications. You'll know whenever we've got a live stream coming up, whenever we post new programming in the video-on-demand library. We'd love to have you as one of our subscribers. So with that, we're going to wrap it up again. One final time in game one, final score. It was the Antwerp Archers beating the Edon Bombers 50-29. We'll be back in about 15 minutes or so with live stream coverage of the nightcap between the Edgerton Bulldogs and the Hicksville Aces. And until then, I'm Bill Murphy for Hicksville Community Television, along with Chris Warner, operating the camera, overseeing the live stream on the OBS software computer. And from both of us, thanks for joining us once again, and good night and good sport.